We are live at Churchill Downs in Louisville for the 2026 Kentucky Oaks. Behind every horse that hits the track, there's a team working around the clock to keep them healthy and race ready.
Yeah, and it's not your typical 9 to 5. And patients who can't tell you what's wrong. Kylie Hill takes us inside the world of equine veterinarians and the teamwork that keeps these animals going.
The life of an equine veterinarian, it's never the same twice. And for Allie Broyles and Kate Christie, it's exactly the life they always imagined.
I started riding horses when I was 4. I grew up downtown in this city in Nova Scotia, and there was a riding club in the middle of the city, and I would walk by it on my way to school, and I loved the horses, so started riding there.
I grew up in Tennessee, and my family had horses and cows when I was growing up. And I started riding horses when I was very young, and I always wanted to be a horse vet.
2 different paths that led them to the same place.
I'm an equine surgeon at Rood Riddle Hospital.
I'm an internal medicine clinician here.
Different specialties, but they're a team every single day.
There is a crossroads in a lot of these, and a lot of horses make it to the clinic to have sort of more of a puzzle figured out. So that involves both of us on a regular basis.
It often starts with a horse in pain.
Our lameness days, we're looking at horses that are having some musculoskeletal issues. And those may or may not turn into surgeries later on. Some of those things can be managed medically.
But when the answers aren't so simple, that's when another set of eyes step in.
Dr. Broyles may take a look at them and think, this might not be something to do with the musculoskeletal system. Maybe we need to look a little bit farther down another path. So neurology, sometimes gastric ulcers.
They may work side by side, but their roles couldn't be more different.
It can be pretty time-consuming or demanding as far as the hours go, especially in the springtime. We do see quite a bit of emergencies. Mares like to foal in the middle of the night, and if they have trouble foaling or they have any issues post-foaling, those typically happen in the middle of the night.
Internal medicine is often charged with taking care of the sickest of the sick. And a lot of the times, again, it's, maybe they've been through a surgery for colic surgery, and then they're really sick on the other side of it. The owners are very invested. There's a lot of money that's already been invested.
High stakes, long hours, tough cases, but incredible rewards.
I get to play with really sick babies that make it out of here. So really from day one, can't stand up, can't kind of even sit up, hold their head up, to a week later, we're loading them on a trailer and we're all fighting to get them on there. It's an amazing part of my job. And sometimes someone has to remind me that happens, and that's the fun that we see from it.
And more than ever, technology is helping make those turnarounds possible.
The biggest advancement for us in veterinary medicine is the advanced diagnostic imaging. So over the past several years, not only has the X-ray or radiograph technology improved significantly, now we have access to MRI, and CT, bone scan, and PET scan, and all of those things. We're able to diagnose a lot more injuries that maybe we weren't able to see previously.
We do have a full-service laboratory here. So not only are we able to get information quickly, but we're able to run a large amount of blood work to provide further diagnostics pretty much instantaneously.
But ask them, and they'll tell you the real breakthrough isn't a machine. It's each other.
We're really working together as a whole group to kind of improve not only our quality of life, but the care of the patients, I think has been the biggest improvement.
At Rood and Riddle, Kylie Hill, Fox 56 News.